Can you believe it? We're in December right now. And you know what that means? Winter event speculation. Now, there's been an update log entry under the name Operation ICE. This isn't the first time it's appeared. I believe it's appeared in the Commando update, in the Please Donate update. No, not the Please Donate. Nope, not here. Okay, so it's only appeared for 2 weeks. However, we pretty much know what Operation ICE is going to be, based on one thing. At the end of Night 3 in the recent Hexscape event, there was a leak for Operation ICE. Now, it seems like this looks pretty much similar to the Frost Spirit. As you can see here, pretty much similar pose, similar eyes, similar halo. Yeah, that is basically the Frost Spirit without the effects that wasn't in Roblox back in the day. So they also refer it as a Swift Invasion. Fun fact, this event here was called the Frost Invasion event. I'm just saying, what happens if we're playing the timeline events in reverse order? So, for example, we're out of sync. So remember the narrator thing, the whole debacle of the Overture incident, which the dispatcher refers to. What happens if we're playing this timeline events in reverse order? For example, what happens if, you know, after the Hexscape events, we all of a sudden have to go into Outpost 32 again? After all, everything event-wise recently seems to be rhyming with previous events. Just for example, the Lunar Overture event references the previous Halloween 2020 event, or quote 2020 event, the Solar Eclipse event as well. Krampus Revenge event seems to reference the Violent Night event. The Hunt event and the Classic event, so they're somewhere in the loop. No confirmations where. The Hexscape event seems to reference God Cube fragments from the Overture event. God Cube fragments were kind of mentioned in the Hunt and the Classic, but they were never officially portrayed, shall we say. However, the Please Donate event seems to cement that the God Cube fragments are somehow all-powerful and giving beings all power or whatever. However, the God Cube wasn't really referenced too much until the Lunar Overture event. Maybe not even the Violent Night. I mean, the Violent Night event mentions Lord Exo, but Lord Exo we don't know of. The Frost Invasion event seems as if something that could be references to God Cube fragments. I mean, the currency event is called Shards. It says Ramiel. No, Ramiel. It seems as if that's the Frost Spirit talk. I think it's more suited to one of the, like, for example, one of these geezers talking to each other. Like, this is Sentinel, this is, I don't know who this guy is. And it could just be starting up the Operation Ice Machine, aka starting up the initiation of the Frost Spirit. That geezer starting up Frost Spirit with a God Cube. It may not be his actual name, because Sentinel Ramiel doesn't seem to be fitting to Frost Spirit. When event bosses have returned, they've normally taken the same name as before. So Krampus of Revenge event, obviously a riff on the Christmas 2019 event, based on Krampus. In the Halloween 2019 event, it was called Jacobot, and then in the recent Lunar Overture event, it was last year, it was referred to as Jacobot as well. So I wouldn't see a reason why they would want to rename it the Frost Spirit. I think it would probably be called the Frost Spirit if the Frost Spirit was to return. But it's interesting nevertheless that Ramiel is mentioned, and I do believe that the geezers here, they would probably be mentioned. If you ask me, I think the 3 people who survived, they would probably be involved somehow in cutscenes for this event. I don't know if this will be a multi-night event. I hope so, because the Christmas events haven't had multi-night events. It's only been the Halloween events. And it would be very cool to see Christmas events get that. I'm not sure if there's enough time for it. So the event ended, the Halloween event ended on the 20th of November. I'd assume developers were working on it since October, once the Halloween event was released, but I believe the Halloween event always normally starts production in around August, and that's why the Christmas events normally have not had too much new content compared to the Halloween events. For example, the Halloween events you can take like 4 or 5 months and not really disrupt it too much, but for the winter events, there's always been a restriction on the Halloween event. There's only been like October at best, November, and a bit of December before you can release it. I've not actually seen developers mention this as the Christmas event, but they've referred it to as the winter event. Normally in the past that meant that the winter event wasn't actually released in the winter. Frost Invasion, it was changed from Christmas to winter, but apparently here it's going to be released before Christmas. I mean, obviously, if it's going to be released in January, it might as well be released in Christmas, because typically that's when most of the profits of the game occur, and if there's an event to attract all the kids, I guess, coming out of school, that's profit for developers, more game time. Interestingly, the 2 previous Christmas events have been released on the 21st of December. Now, the 21st of December here is a Saturday. We know developers like to go for a Wednesday release. The Wednesday release is on the 25th of December, that's Christmas Day. It's actually a Wednesday, so it won't be then. Likely it'll probably be the week before, so the 18th. I'd hedge bets on the 18th of December being the Christmas event. However, this week there's going to be the Molten rework, supposedly. The 11th, it seems like Operation Ice is the next thing mentioned, so it could be that week, but that week could also be a bug fix update with all the various bugs in the game. I think it's likely to be the 18th. Could be the 11th, not the 4th. Definitely not the 4th. I don't know if the developers might go for a Friday as well, but with the way that Wednesday things work out, having 2 days spare just in case things break, and then going on their winter break, that seems the most likely option, so I think it's 18th. I mean, interestingly, the Christmas events haven't been released that far back before Christmas. The Christmas 2019 event was released on the 24th, the Violent Night was the 21st, and Krampus event was 21st. I mean, then again, Frost Invasion was the 8th of May, so you can't do that. So anything before the 21st of December, it'll be record time for releasing the Christmas/winter events. Trying to beat 2019 is not that great, because then you're releasing it either on Christmas or after Christmas. And then the Frost Invasion event, I mean, come on, that's like, what, 5 months delayed? You can't beat that. Yeah, just expect that. So why is it still, everyone's still fixating upon the fact that one of these geezers could be called Maximus or something? It's obviously referencing Titus. Why does everyone still think that it says you heard Maximus? It's people just saying, look at this, and they're saying, okay, look, he's talking to like this geezer or whatever, and that this person's Maximus. No, it says you heard Maximus. The person recently talking was Titus. His name is Titus Maximus, or Maximus Titus. Probably Maximus Titus. One of these characters is not Maximus. Do you guys not understand how dialogue works between characters? It's so confusing why people just think that, oh, the developers leaked one of these names is called Maximus. No. Also, I assume for the Frost Spirit will probably have a shard of the God Cube fragment, given what's said here. With a shard of the God Cube in our possession, we'll crush them with a swift invasion. Funnily enough, the Violent Night event was called an evasion, so it could be likely. You never know. Another thing that I probably want to speculate on is changing maps. They've not had a change of maps in the Hexscape event. The Hunt event kind of did. I mean, by changing maps, I mean completely changing the map, not changing the map environment. It does happen in the Hexscape event quite often, actually, in the Hunt event, but it's not really changed, say, like the Krampus event, for example, where there were 3 different maps. So there was stage 1 here, and then stage 2, and then stage 3. I'd like to see something like that again if there's not a night system, but we just have to see if that's the case. In terms of bosses, I think that's pretty obvious. I think it's going to be something similar to the Frost Spirit, unless there's some bigger man. I'd expect one of the minions, or the Children of Exo as they're called, one of them would be included in one of the boss scenes like Titus was. I wonder if they'll be corrupted like Titan was as well. Titus, not Titan. That's the guy from Megamind. Event Battle Pass? Sure, I'd expect one. Not entirely sure if it'll be similar to what it was now. The premium and the regular. Given how much profit the developers made, and given the precedent has now been set, I'd expect something like this to be seen. Not entirely sure if the people will still warm to it. I mean, personally, I don't mind, given Robux is paper money for me, but I mean, I understand that for people spending, I don't know how much, $5 on premium Battle Pass isn't that great for their wallet. But then you don't need it. Again, it's just you actually get more skins in the regular than you do in the premium. It's just that you get more stickers, emotes, and good items, like and name tags as well in the premium Battle Pass. It's not as if you're looking at these things, if you're looking for unique items, then the premium's better. But if you're looking at skins overall, the regular is better. Then again, who am I to say where people spend the money, or know how not to spend money, or what to complain? I just cannot complain, given I don't have these struggles. How rich of me to say. No, I don't know. I expect some level of holiday skins to be in the update. I don't know if it'll be totally out of theme, as some of these skins are, like the freaking Disco Fever Shotgunner. That doesn't really seem in line per se with the Halloween theme in general, but it does look pretty cool. This reminds me a bit of one of those the Hunter skin back in the day, the Halloween Hunter skin. Very cool. As for a Christmas crate, I don't know. I don't think so. Given that this one didn't have a crate, I don't know. If it would, it wouldn't have a new skin. I don't know why people would want a crate in the game, an event crate, because it's not going to have new skins in general. It'll mostly be returning items. So here it's the Jolly crate, here it's the Halloween crate. These had mostly returning items. There were a few, like 2 new items, but it was mostly returning. Like, in fact, the Jolly Skin Crate was entirely returning. And we know the battle between the gatekeepers and the people who want to have everything, who joined recently. There's a war significantly seen with the Commando Tower. Speaking of towers, what do we expect from this one? I don't know. The last two were not related to the event at all. Tangentially maybe, but you wouldn't be able to tell the Halopunk or the Harvester right from the event itself. I mean, maybe the Halopunk, the Demo Man, the Pumpkin Demo Man in the trailer maybe was a reference to the Halopunk. And we did see the Harvester in the event trailer as well, but you couldn't tell these towers from the theme of the event. The Chiromancer as well, not too sure you could tell that from the theme of the event. The Jester Tower, probably you could, because there was a Jester, I believe, in the event. Necromancer, you couldn't. Elf Camp, you definitely could. Executioner, less so. It does have a skin, which looks like the Umbria, but then otherwise, no. The Sledger, no. The Toxic Gunner, no. The Swarmer, yes, there was a beehive enemy in that. The Archer, no. Frost Blaster, I don't think so. The Gladiator, kinda, based on Swordmaster. Commando, you could, based on the Raider boss. Slasher, you couldn't. There was no knifing enemy, whatever. So actually, the theme of the events haven't typically influenced the design of the tower. They've influenced skins for the tower. For example, the Chiromancer does have a Krampus Slayer skin that looks similar, but not normally. The tower isn't normally based on the boss, for example. It's only the first two that have been, and even then, the commander's been reworked so that it's no longer that similar to the Raider boss. Then again, the Halopunk and the Harvester haven't had skins yet. The hardcore rework was said to be coming this year, but I don't think that's possible now, given there's only 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. And then New Year's. Wednesday, actually, there'll be Christmas and then New Year's. I don't know if there'll be an update on the Christmas, nor will there be an update on New Year's, given those are federal holidays in America, bank holidays in the UK. People don't typically work. It's a studio, it's a game studio that's an actual working studio based on working weeks. Don't know if they'll be releasing on Wednesday. They might release on Fridays again, but given that the 27th and the 3rd, they're not actual working days. Sorry, they are working days, so maybe. So that's what I think of the upcoming Christmas 2024 event. There'll probably be more speculative things that people are leaving in the comments below. I don't know if they'll be truthful or not. We shall have to see.